Okay, so this will be the third and final video for the robot. All I need to do now really is to get the switch put in the back of it. So I'm going to drill a hole in the back of the robot and poke the switch through the back with the wires already soldered onto it, so it's easiest just to push it through the hole. And connect that to the wires that go from the battery to the circuit. Cut the variable board down so it actually fits in the body quite a bit easier, and just connect these two wires to the relay, and that would be it for the circuit side of things. Then it just means programming it to be able to be controlled from a web page, which would be quite straightforward as well, because it already works on Wi-Fi anyway, quite easily. So that's what I'm going to get on and do next. Okay, so I've drilled a hole in the back of the robot, so the switch can fit into there quite nicely, obviously from the inside, not that way around. But I'm going to sit it there while I solder the wires on, just keep it still. So I'll solder a couple of these wires on, and then get it installed into the back of the robot. Okay, that's a couple of wires put on there. Cut them off. Obviously all these wires are going to be quite long inside, but there's quite a lot of room inside the body. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually fit that in now, get that done, and then I can attach the wires to the battery so that you can switch the Arduino on and off. It should just, if I can actually get it in that hole. Your fingers in there. There we go, got it. Get the nut on the back. And there we go, nice and tight. Get it straight if I can. Probably have to. Oh, it's not too bad actually. Looks quite wonky on the inside though, so it must be off quite a bit. Let's see if I can twist it round. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's better. Right, so I'll bring all those wires out of there for now. Now these two are very straightforward, they're just going to go onto the relay, so I'll actually do those now. I'll cut them down a bit because they don't need to be this long, so I'll just take them down to the bottom of the robot. If I connect those onto the relay, that'll be done. And then the final part will be to get the code working. So if I unplug those for now. Little screwdriver, where'd that go? Yep, there it is. Now, it's all in Chinese on there, so I'm going to have to actually connect that back up again to work out which two pins are which, ground in the middle. Although, to be honest, I don't need to switch it on. Just see which two are not connected now. So that'd be those two, so those two will be connected. Yep, so those two aren't. So they're two I need to use. So we'll get the two wires from the push button into the relay. That's one. Get that done up, nice and tight. Yep, that's good. And get the other one in there. A little bit more. Yep, that's nice and done up tight. There we go. So then it's just going to be a case of getting the power switch connected to these two wires from the battery. Now I didn't want to cut them and just put them in there, but what I'll do is I'll just cut that red wire and solder them onto there with some heat shrink. It's going to be the quickest, easiest way of doing it. I was thinking about doing it with some kind of connector, but to be honest, it doesn't really matter in here. So I'll just twist those wires like that. Need some heat shrink. Here we go. Right, need 2 pieces of this. Open the little bag. There we go. Got one long bit there. We'll just use that. Cut it in half. That'll do. Right, let's start soldering this up then. That one. That one. And then this one. And that one. There's proper solder on there. Get rid of that. If I can hold that properly. There we go. Nearly. That's good. The other one. Get that soldered, and then let's get the heat shrink on that one first. It's always a good move. A number of times I've soldered something and not had the heat shrink on first. You have to redo the joint. Right, that's cool. Shrink that down with the soldering iron. I've got a heat gun, but it's actually up in the loft, so I haven't been bothered to get it down. I'll just use the heat from the soldering iron to do that. Where's the joint on that one? It's further down that way. Get that one done there. There we go. Right, so that should switch the Arduino on and off. So we'll test that. Get the relay put back on, so we can actually see it or hear it doing its thing. VCC on there. And obviously it won't actually do anything to the robot because the robot's switched off. Move that out of the way. Seemingly that is off, so we switch it on, and off it goes. So there we go. So now I need to just cut down this Vera board and get it put inside the robot. Now I'm going to test it. I'll turn the robot on, and then turn on the Arduino. It should speak.
Hi, I'm Brian of Confused.com. I love
And it will just keep doing it because obviously every pulse it gets, it just keeps going and going and going unless you switch it off. There we go. So that's proof it will work. Just once I've got the Wi-Fi sorted out, that'll be it. So I'll get the Vera board cut down to size and get all this put inside, and then I'll program it once it's inside actually, because it'll be easy enough to get the USB cable inside. Okay, well I've got everything back together in the little robot. I've screwed it all back together again, and it does actually work quite well. I've been testing it and it works okay on my Wi-Fi. So if you switch the robot on itself, the lights come on this one, and turn on the ESP with that switch. You can actually slightly see, not under these lights, but you can actually see slightly there's a a little red glow from the LED on the relay, so you can actually see that it's on. But once it's actually connected to the Wi-Fi, it takes a few seconds, and I've written some code and I've got on a little website that I created that as soon as you press a button,
Hi, I'm Brian of Confused.com.
it speaks.
I love being your robo friend.
So there we go. It's all working fine. I'm going to do a bit more modification to it still, which is I'm going to actually connect the wires for the LEDs onto the Arduino as well, so they can come on and off using the little website as well, and also power the LEDs off of the actual battery. Obviously it will be that way because of the switch, but what I'm also going to do is, because this is a dual pole switch, it can turn on two things, so I'm going to get it to switch on the actual circuit for the actual speech circuit as well. So a few little bits to do still, but I'll add those to another video later on. So if you like this video and want to see more videos like this, please
Hi, I'm Brian of Confused.com.
like and subscribe.